Pat Ricard is on the move. Jackson to the air. Slings it upfield. Kohler makes the grab. The empty backfield. Hill in motion. It's a third down throw with a tackle made right there on Hill by Jermaine Pratt. 1st and 10, game opening drive. Take to Henry. Look at the blocking, especially from Stanley. And it's caught across the way. Flowers will dance at the 10, and he's down to the 8. Cleveland is in as an extra. Oh, he slipped. Then he sledgehammers his way across in a touchdown. Derrick Henry. His 100th career touchdown.
We see as he goes to cut inside, he slips on the turf. He regains his balance, and he and Logan Wilson one-on-one. All you got to do is touch the white line with that ball, and clearly gets in. Loses his footing, but able to get up, regain his balance, lower the shoulder. The knee's down right there, but you can see he's already crossed the white line.
3rd and 1. Brown tries to Burrow, and a nice hit put in there with a great play. Roquan Smith. He leads them in tackling. 3rd down and 5. Stanley the block. Downfield it goes, and on the fly is Flowers. Oh, he's slippery, and he takes it down to the 47-yard line of Baltimore. 2nd down and 4. Ooh, it crumbles quickly. Down he goes, falling ahead. Not much there. And it was Hubbard with another nice play. 1st and 10 from his 14. The fake and the throw. Chase will reel it in. Humphrey was low to get him. Gain out to the 24. Picks up 9. 2nd down, 1. Coming off their probably one of their best performances against the Carolina Panthers, who did beat them deep a couple times. We talked about that. Here is a pitch out. Look at Chase Brown. A lot of work last week. 15 carries and 80 yards for Chase Brown. 1st and 10. Moss back in. There's a block by Brown. Blockers ahead. He follows the block of Kappa. 5 in the secondary. Blocked by Kappa. Burrow to the air. Caught. 25. Grabbing the play by Mike Gesicki. Too late. 1st and 10. Look at the burst up the middle. Brown. And grabbed by Trenton Simpson.
You got Higgins, you got Chase right there.
Burrow.
To the left.
Caught. Touchdown. T. Higgins. Now Humphrey was in the vicinity. The slant was there. An 11-yard touchdown pass by quarterback Joe Burrow.
You're going to see him drop out. He'll come from the picture at the bottom, number 0 there, trying to get to the outside. Just a double slant by Chase and Higgins. If you're Burrow, you just pick which one, and because
the reigning MVP Jackson. Rosengarten the block, but here they come, breaking through, and now he's running for his life. Incomplete. 3rd down and 10. 6 in the secondary. Hamilton on the blitz, and they get him. Hamilton's done it again. Coming up the middle. He's playing closer to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. Ricard a block. And that was grabbed on the play, it looks like, by Bateman. It was sliding. Following Linderbaum again. He gashes that defense for a 1st down run. 3rd and 5. Hill the block. The blitz is on from Stone. The throw. Bateman 10, 5. You can put him in for a touchdown. 16-yard touchdown pass, Jackson. And Baltimore is back on top.
you're able to roll out and just get the escape and get away, and all that does is buy time for Bateman. Last week getting the 2 touchdowns.
He has a brother, Sid, who plays defensive back for the Eagles. 2nd down, 9. And on the screws, it is Higgins trying to squirm away from Stevens. Moss the back. Chase on the move. Burrow to the air. They come up the middle with Robinson. They signed him in late July after Kansas City waived him. Wallace. Oh, it's going to land beautifully. Now can they keep it in? Yes, they can. With a close-up look there of Derrick Henry. Oh, he's touched. Coming through, Sam Hubbard. It's a safety. Hubbard has had a great first half for the Bengals. 5 defensive backs. Moss with the block. Time for Burrow. And he's got Jamar Chase in the AFC in September. 3rd and 5. Moss the block. Incomplete. The coverage over there by Wiggins. They were going for Jackson. The pump fake. The run. Putting his shoulder into Jermaine Pratt. He is going to be short by about a yard. You're right, Trent. 3rd and 5. They pick up 4. And look where they are. The push. The shove. And if the side judge is running in or any indication, they've got it. They move the chains. A first down. 3rd down and 10. Rosengarten shoves out the pressure. Jackson deep and incomplete.
Higgins at the bottom one-on-one and Chase in the middle of the field in that slot.
Moss the back. The pass caught by Higgins. 1st and 10. Brown the block. Elusively moving Burrow underneath the Moss. Into the secondary, brought down by Smith. Burrow through the air, 11-16. And he's got a touchdown pass to Higgins. Blocking there. Mims at the right tackle. Downfield, caught. It's Chase. Hit by Marlon Humphrey. Grabbed by Smith. 1st and 10. Moss the back. Karras the snap. Moss the block. Burrow going deep. He's got him! Touchdown! Jamar Chase. Flag has been thrown. A flag back at the 47. .41-yard touchdown reception.
That tells you how vital the timeouts are in being able to get the stop defensively, get the ball back in your hands at offense, knowing that you have a chance. Joe Burrow standing in there under pressure, taking a big hit.
Burrow. Brown the block at the left tackle. And it's caught by Hamilton. There goes a flag. Hamilton's going to bring it out. And he's got an escort, and he breaks a tackle. And now it's a foot race from behind. Moss can't get him. Hamilton the other way. Hamilton running the length of the field. Chased over there by Gesicki.
Defense number 14.
So Hamilton had the defensive pass interference against Gesicki.
Lifting him or attempting to punish him with body weight.
Chase Brown for 2. He got it. And it's 17-14 Cincinnati. Gene, we thank you as Brown takes it in on the 2-point conversion.
Well, and it all comes back to the way they manage the time. Smart with the football also and throwing it away on several occasions to keep their team in good position.
And to a knee goes Jackson. And halftime is here. 3rd and 14. Good time. Long throw. Higgins. Flag. And they're working on Humphrey. As they were competing while airborne. Take his place, number 61 at the right tackle. This is the 3rd string right tackle. 3rd and 6 for Burrow. Whacked as he throws. Caught for the first down. Chase. 6 defensive backs again. They use the least amount of dime a season ago, now amongst the most. Baltimore's D. 3rd and 10. Brown holds him off. Yusuvash! Covered by Wiggins to the 2. 1st and goal. Marcus Williams back there too. Oh, they're bringing everybody. Caught for the touchdown. Higgins. 2nd today, and the 3rd thrown by Joe Burrow. 5-yard touchdown pass.
6.5-minute drive. Higgins going to be to the outside, but they bring pressure. So when you bring that pressure and drop out, there's some easy throws. You just have to get the ball out of your hands quick.
Struggled on 3rd down the first handful of games. Excelling here off the side, the blitz, and they send it out to Flowers. Jackson 1st and 10. He breaks a tackle of Stone. Von Bell was on the blitz. The catch and run to the 41. Flowers, 4 catches, 70 yards. 1st and 10. Jackson deep. He's got his receiver. Galloping. Cooler. Shoved out of bounds by Stone. To the 5. What a throw by Jackson.
The thing you have to remember about Henry, as the play fake goes to him there.
2nd goal touchdown. Likely. Got it. And he beat the linebacker Wilson. And just like that, Lamar Jackson has led a beautiful drive, slicing through the Cincinnati D. And now they're back in business, down by 4.
Well, and that didn't take long. That was a quick response to what the Bengals have done offensively. And great play fake, good play design.
Here they come. 1st and 15. Higgins grabbed once, then taken down by Hamilton. Yards after catch. They've had a lot of big-time players from Buffalo leave as they remade their rosters. 2nd and 7. Outside they go. All hurdling. 3rd and 2. 5 of 5 this half on 3rd down, the Bengals. And 6 of 10 for the day. Here comes Smith. Picked up by Moss. Pressured on Burrow. Caught for the 1st down. 3rd and 7. Blitz is on. Burrow releases. Caught downfield. 1st and 10. It's Moss. Oh, got a nice block in there by Kempa. And a flag thrown as he works his way. 2nd down and goal. Burrow. Touchdown.
A week ago, this time coming out of the backfield. You see Gesicki, he's on the outside working a slant. It's just a slant-flat combination.
Blitz is on. Hill the block and Jackson to the air and caught. Here's the other tight end, Andrews.
Opportunities up the field. If they're going to stack that many guys in the box, here's Lamar.
On the run. There was a nice block in there by Stanley. On the job on him. 1st and 20. Here they come with the pressure from Hendrickson, who chases. Oh, look at him spin. Look at him corkscrew and
He's
try.
so elusive.
Look at he split downfield.
Yes, he was open, but based on where Lamar's eyes were and where he scrambled to.
Hendrickson putting pressure on the 2nd down and 8. And a crossing pattern caught at the 32-yard line. Tackle made by Turner. 2nd down, 6. Henry on the move. Jackson fakes. Blocked by Stanley. Low. Grabbed Andrews at the 2. Scooped it in. Rolls. Henry in the backfield. Ricard in motion. To the air goes Jackson. Caught. That's a touchdown. Grabbed on the play by Kolar. The tight end has grabbed it. And Jackson again has just worked his way with great efficiency downfield.
Production is the same from both of these teams. Kolar chipping on his way out, trying to get a late release.
1st and 10. 3-point game, 9 to play. It's Burrow quickly outside. Chase looking for blocks from his tight end. He gets 2 of them, and he's off to the races. It's a foot race. Working against Stevens. Jamar Chase, touchdown!
Quick response. Now one play. And Jamar Chase, 70 yards later, with a quick response for the Bengals. The last 2 games, he's had 203 yards total and 3 touchdowns.
Justice Hill is the back, and it's 2nd down and 10, and they rush 4. Underneath it goes Andrews. The tight end has been big today, rumbling his way for a 1st down to the 41. They bring 6. Jackson. And caught. Nice throw. Flowers again. With a 2nd down and 10 for Lamar Jackson. And a diving reception is made. Flowers. What a day. Jackson underneath the cross. Tylan Wallace. And grabbed from behind by Geno Stone, his former teammate. They get to the 20. A flag. Late hit. It's on Hendrickson. Jackson underneath the cross. Tylan Wallace. Justice Hill is the back. Likely in motion. He bobbles it. Scoops it in. Vacuums it home. Here comes Hubbard. Oh, he threw him away like a rag doll. And he throws in the end zone. Caught! Caught for a touchdown! Caught for a touchdown by Likely! Absolutely amazing! How in the world did he keep it together and then find the open receiver?
Like the entire stadium just went quiet. First of all, he drops the snap and he can't get it, and he's trying to look up. Hubbard nearly has the sack right there. He extends the play to the boundary, and before going out of bounds and taking a hit from Pratt, he throws one up to the back line, and Likely's back in the corner, and he's able to find him, just throws a jump ball, and
the lead is down to 3, as it's been many times today, as Baltimore has come back time after time after time. Chased here, dumps it off. Here comes Chase, and out of bounds. Stayed in wisely. 1st and 10. He's got Higgins, who slips right by Stevens. And then he was brought down by the linebacker, Trenton Simpson. They rush 5. The throw on the money to Higgins on a quick slant. Brought down by Stevens. 2nd and 15 as they tack it on back to the 33.
Well, chasing home for a one-on-one at the top of your screen here.
Here goes Burrow. It's picked off! Intercepted by Humphrey! Humphrey's picked off the ball for the Ravens.
And that was what was this defense going to do to stop or slow down the rushing attack of the Ravens? They've done a good job stopping the run, but not stopping the pass.
1st and 10, they go underneath, and it's picked up right here by Rashad Bateman. Takes 3 guys to bring him down, and finally they do.
Able to free him, and great job getting that 1st down.
Hill is in, 1st and 10, and that's a mid-range pass, which is caught and backpedaling to the 44-yard line, and a hard-earned yard right there.
7 guys stacked at the line of scrimmage for the Bengals defensively.
They rush them all. Jackson hit as he throws, incomplete. At the 46, it's a 56-yard field goal to tie the game. In the final 2 minutes of the 4th quarter, he is 27 of 30. This for the tie, and he got it! Tied at 38. 56-yard field goal by Justin Tucker.
If you're getting pressure here, you want to throw, you're thinking like if they're lining up, do you get a screen, get something quick, get it out of your hands? Instead, they go with the draw.
And it's Brown, who will be shy of the 1st down. 3rd and 11 for Baltimore. Here is the punt. Rico. They let it bounce, and it will die at the 11. And no time remains, and overtime is here. 2nd down and 10. Flowers on the move, over 100 yards receiving. It's Henry. Rosengarten the block. And around his ankles, he finds Hubbard. Jackson to the air. Caught by the back-pedaling Bateman. Takes it into Bengal territory at the 38. 1st and 10, 39 of Cincinnati. Henry back in. Uh-oh, bobbled it. Loose. Oh, it's picked up. It's picked up on the play by Pratt. It's picked up by Pratt. Baltimore is fumbled. Bengals take over. Extra lineman is in there. That's Cody Ford. And off here to Chase Brown. On that 3rd and 7, nothing doing. Nope, he missed it. Wide left. And the Ravens are alive. It's a 1st and 10. Here comes Henry. Ricard a block. Here he goes. Rocketing down the sideline. Breaks a tackle. Down to the 5. Galloping 51 yards. Now Tucker will try to win it. A 24-yarder. The Ravens have won 3 consecutive games. And they do it on the road. And Lamar Jackson goes to 9-1 against the Bengals. and Baltimore wins a beauty against the Bengals.